Humanity has long fantasized about going to the moon, but it was only in the 19th century that writers like Jules Verne and H.G. Wells began to think about using technology to make this dream a reality. The enthusiasm generated by such concepts, combined with the heating up of the Cold War, made the moon a feasible target for exploration, propaganda, and military exploitation. The outcome was several top-secret schemes developed by the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Army, and independent privately funded contractors. The USAF desired to be at the forefront of developing rocketry and spacecraft, feeling the urgent need to respond to the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik 1 on October 4, 1957. In January 1958, USAF Brigadier General Homer A. Bushey gave a speech to the Aero Club in Washington, where he stated, "He who controls the moon controls the Earth." Our planners must carefully evaluate this statement for, if true, and I for one think it is, then the US must control the moon. In February 1958, the newly formed Advanced Research Projects Agency chose the USAF to run the nation's space programs. Under the leadership of Harry Lee Evans, a comprehensive plan to conquer space was quickly put forward. Underlining the sense of urgency, the proposal was titled Man in Space Soonest, MISS. The hardware and flight capabilities of a simple one-person, cone-shaped capsule would be tested in 6 robotic flights, followed by 6 more missions using animals to test life support systems. Once these tests were passed, crewed flights would begin. They would check out guidance and control systems, re-entry techniques, and would culminate in a parachute landing at sea. The next phase would have been the Man in Space Sophisticated program, according to Air and Space. This had 3 stages. The first was robotic and animal testing of a capsule that could stay in space for 2 weeks, the time it would take to make a moon trip. MISSOF 2 would send a spacecraft to a distance of 40,000 miles, 64,374 kilometers, and test how it would cope with a re-entry speed of 23,864 miles per hour, 38,405 kilometers per hour, the speed a craft returning from the moon would achieve. MISSOF 3 would test a shuttle that would land back on Earth like an aircraft and was planned for lunar and Earth orbital missions. Alongside the MISSOF missions, starting in April 1960, the USAF would have run the Lunar Reconnaissance Program using robotic craft. LORCI would test tracking and communications with a spacecraft 250,000 miles, 402,336 kilometers, away, while LORC 2 would test the guidance systems to ensure they could accurately land a craft at a specific place on the moon. These craft would capture TV images and gather scientific information about the moon to enable planners to select suitable landing sites. Then LORC 3, using retrograde rockets to land on the moon, would send back further data. President Kennedy announced to Congress on May 25, 1961, "I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth." The USAF optimistically put forward another moon landing plan, the LUNEX project. The aim was to send a crew of 3 astronauts to the lunar surface and back by August 1967. The plan intended to use a lifting body spacecraft based on Boeing's Dinosaur Delta Wing spaceplane program, which was cancelled in 1963. Using an Atlas rocket, it would begin with 5 test flights of scale models of the vehicle, followed in 1964 and 1965 with full-scale unmanned and then manned missions. Further tests would culminate in a robotic landing craft that would deliver cargo to the moon in July 1966. A circumlunar mission carrying astronauts would occur in September 1966, and only after further robotic testing of the whole system would astronauts go to the moon. In 1968, a mixture of manned and cargo delivering vehicles would establish an underground 21-person moon base by July 1968. The project, like Project Horizon, was quickly rejected in favor of NASA's Apollo program. Although these projects came to nothing, they did have a major influence on determining the best way to get to the moon. They certainly focused the debate over using a direct ascent, EAR or LOR technique to achieve a moon landing. Once the LOR technique was agreed on by NASA, it determined the type of vehicles and techniques that needed to be built and tested to visit the moon in the timeline dictated by Kennedy.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.